Welcome, my friends, to the Horror Syndicate's Werewolf Weekly show. My name is Seth. I am obsessed with werewolves, and the show is all about talking about every single werewolf movie possible. And tonight I'm talking about the 2013 film Battle Dogs. This was made by The Asylum, so you know what type of quality that is. It has Craig Schaefer, Ariana Richards, Dennis Haysbert, Ernie Hudson, Bill Duke, Wes Studi, and some other names that you may have heard in it. And yeah, it's a. I almost got ahead of myself there, but yeah. So the story of Battle Dogs. There is a woman named Donna Voorhees who is a wildlife photographer. She arrives at JFK Airport. She um, has a wound on her arm and it's all wrapped up. She starts to experience these sensations. She goes into the bathroom. She transforms into a werewolf, attacks everyone in the airport, uh, killing hundreds and infecting hundreds more, turning them into werewolves as well. The military quickly takes action. They gas the place and knock everyone out. And they take everyone who was infected and turned into a werewolf and they quarantine them, um, presumably to find a cure. However, there is a little bit of a rivalry going on between um, a major played by Craig Schaefer and a general played by Dennis Haysbert. And while the major wants to find a cure, uh, and he's trying to track down patient zero, the general wants to. He has other plans for the werewolves and for this lupine virus, as it's called. And so he's trying to um, he basically tries to kill patient zero, Donna, and um, Craig Schaefer's major character, so that he can go through with his plans for a army of soldiers who are werewolves. Um, and yeah, and things don't go well. So, so the movie. Here's what I'll say about the movie. I just like in the thumbnail that I put. I think the concept is really cool. I like this idea of someone turning into a werewolf in this highly populated area and infecting a bunch of people and essentially turning them into werewolves. Um, and it's a really cool concept. However, the execution is not good at all. The execution is terrible. It's of course, it's from the asylum, so it's poor quality. Um, and even though it does have some decent actors in it that I like, it's just a poorly written, poorly executed movie with terrible CGI. I will say that. Um, so I like, there's a couple of pros that I could say about this. One is I enjoyed the concept. Again, the idea of there being um, a, a contagion of uh, werewolves, being spread around, and this push and pull between some military people about wanting to cure or wanting to exploit. And I think this is I mean, it's as much as it's a bad movie, and trust me, it is a bad movie. Um, I I think it is a watchable movie. It's a movie that you can kill an hour and a half with, as long as you put your expectations way low. This is not the worst werewolf movie I've ever seen, but it is a bad one, and I just want to put that out there. I own it on DVD. Um, you know, Watching it again tonight, I I, I didn't feel any compulsion to like turn it off or anything like that. I was able to get through it just fine. But again, it's a movie that perhaps with a different studio, higher budget, and a couple rewrites of the script, I think it could have been a really solid werewolf film because it does have this strong concept. But on the con side of this, it's just poorly made. Everything is kind of rushed to the point where it's almost unbelievable, like how fast the police and military kind of like act. Another thing I don't like is the werewolf. The it is almost instantaneous. The moment that you get infected, you instantly turn into a werewolf. Um, I think if it had been maybe started off a little slower after the initial attack at the airport, and you dealt with people dealing with being infected and the potential of turning into werewolves and kind of like lead up to it, it could have been better. But yeah, it's just it's a bad movie. Although it's, I think, watchable. Um, if you're just looking to kill some time, but I cannot recommend it unless you are, if you're a werewolf fan. I would say check it out. It's not the worst werewolf movie I've ever seen, but and there are some cool things about it. There's this whole idea of the werewolves. Everyone who was infected who was quarantined breaks out of quarantine as werewolves, and they basically storm Manhattan. But unfortunately, when it gets to this point, it becomes too focused on being like an action military movie, and there's not much like you see the werewolf stuff here and there peppered in, but it's mostly about the action with the military. So, again, cool stuff in it, just poorly executed. The werewolf type in this is the bipedal, um, and like this image here, it doesn't look quite as bad. The still of it, but like if you like see it in action, it they look terrible. And there's other see, and right here it doesn't look so awful, but I don't have a specific. Oh, maybe actually this image can kind of show it. Like the werewolves, they're just like the design and the CGI is just so bad, um, and it kind of takes you out of it. Um, so yeah, the bipedal werewolf. The design is obviously not great. Um, Though again, these images that I have here, clearly CGI, don't look terrible. However, when you see when you watch the movie, if you watch the movie, um, not very good. Um, Werewolf action is ruined by the CGI, and it does feel, even if it did have practical, I think a lot of the werewolf action is kind of ruined with like quick cuts and things happening very quickly in the film. Not enough time to breathe. Not enough. You don't really see the werewolves in action in the ideal fashion that you would want, where you kind of see the frantic stuff going on. Um, I think the werewolf action isn't bad. It's not terrible. I think there are some cool moments, but again, it's the CGI. I just, the CGI just kind of ruins it. Werewolf transformation, not very good. So again, poor CGI for the transformation. But another thing is how quick the transformations is. A character will suddenly open their eyes and they have yellow eyes. Boom, instant transformation. Um, so not great. I prefer kind of like a slow, painful transformation. But werewolf sound effects. I think the sound effects are decent in this. I do like one aspect that they do with the sound effect, or when the werewolves howl, it's so powerful that it matters. Kind of a cool effect. Um, so I like that aspect. There we go. Uh, oh, can someone let me know if I'm still coming through? Because I'm seem to be having issues here. Um, so I guess I'll just keep going, and hopefully keep an eye on comments now. I am frozen. Wonderful. Am I unfrozen now? The ticker is going. Seems like I'm not frozen anymore. Good thing this is gonna be a quick uh, live stream. I don't know why. Sometimes it does that. So anyway, werewolf lore. Not much to it really. Basically, the photographer played by Ariana Richards. She was bitten by a black wolf. The tooth of the wolf stayed in her arm, so she carries the DNA of the host in her, which is the MacGuffin of how they're going to find a way to cure this whole thing. Yeah, uh, but there's not much more to the werewolf lore after that. They don't really explore much of the werewolves after that. It's the it's the basic concept. This chick was bitten. She transforms and turns other people into werewolves, and that's pretty much it. There's no real explanation or exploration. That's the word I meant to use. There was no exploration um, for the lore and the backstory of werewolves, how they exist, and all that. Basically, it's just the black wolf that she came across happened to be like a rare a rare type from Canada. So yeah. Uh, Final thoughts on the movie. I'm trying to go really quick here in case I freeze again, so just gonna rush through this. My final thoughts are this: I like the concept. I like aspects of the story. I like a lot of aspects of the movie itself. I feel like it's a film that, again, with a better, with a better studio behind it, a bigger budget, and a few dozen more rewrites, it could have been a really solid werewolf film. But as it stands, it's a film that's good in concept. It's good on paper as far as like the the initial uh, say um, treatment, I guess you would say, for this. Um, However, it is poorly executed. Uh, that begins in the writing department, and it carries over with direction, and then that carries over with the CGI effects. So it's a movie I can watch. I can put it on. It's not the worst werewolf film I've ever seen. However, you know, I wouldn't really recommend it to anyone outside of werewolf fans who may be just looking uh, for a fun little werewolf film to kill like an hour and a half of your time. So that being said, it's an okay movie. I'll go through some of the images again in a minute. Just want to get to some comments. Sean Sheridan, Battle Dogs, not great. Good concept, poor execution. Exactly. Bad special effects. Exactly. But an entertaining movie, perfectly watchable. Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, it's funny that I basically said all that without even seeing your comment, but I feel the same way. It's a movie I added to my collection years ago. This is probably like second or third time that I've seen it. I probably won't, I won't go out of my way to reach for it and put it in probably for another couple of years, to be honest with you. But, it was okay. Haven't seen it, but just watched the trailer. Oh, I hope you check it out. I haven't actually watched the trailer for it, so I have no idea if it's a decent trailer now. I liked it more than Better Cry Werewolf, which is a cheap Fright Night knockoff. Oh man, I 100% agree. I've been raging against Never Cry Werewolf um, for years now, especially for the fact that it is plagiarism, pretty much, of Fright Night. Um, but I am looking forward to rewatching it because I have not seen that since. Let's just say last time I watched that was like years before my oldest daughter is born. She's going to be 18 in a few months. So it's been well over 20 years. It doesn't look good to me, but I could probably sit through it. And I spotted Ernie Hudson. Yes, Ernie Hudson. I think it's got quite a few likable actors in it, and I'm curious how they managed to get all these people in it. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not a great movie. It really isn't. But if you're really into werewolves and you just kind of want to uh, just add another werewolf title to your list of werewolf films that you've seen, check it out. I'm not sure if it's free on Prime or if it's for rent, but I think you can watch it for free on Tubi, so you don't have to waste your time too much. Preferring less action, more horror, 100%. And that's the thing too. This movie was like entirely during the daytime. It's all daylight. Um, there's no real suspense. And again, like the second half, it becomes way more of an action film, with the werewolves kind of sidelined. Never Cry Werewolf was impossible, nearly to find, but I managed. Oh, okay. Where'd you find it? I have the DVD because, as I mentioned in these shows before, like I blind buy werewolf films. If I see one, I'll pick it up without seeing it. So yeah, if I had seen that beforehand, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But I think it had a cool looking like DVD cover, if I remember correctly. So I was frozen, unfrozen. Um Video audio is getting choppy. Yeah. Luckily, I don't think I've had an issue since then, but yeah. Um, Thank you for letting me know, by the way. Not big on CGI, but I'll check it out. Yeah, the CGI is terrible. Just, But you know, if you watch it, I think it's on Tubi. Just go to Tubi, watch it. Don't pay for it. On American Wolf in Paris, that might be the one I'm not revisiting. Okay, but because you've been going on this journey, right, with us through the Werewolf Weekly thing, you've seen a lot of werewolf films now, right? And you've seen some that are definitely worse than American Wolf in Paris. Um, so, I mean, that's a plus, right? Maybe you'll appreciate that one on a revisit. Watching Never Cry Werewolf, it was the first rewatch of the new list. I realized halfway through it. Oh, you've seen it before? Yeah, I am looking forward to rewatching that one. Never Cry Werewolf is poor, but it's goofy, entertaining fun. Yeah, but it's a Fright Night ripoff, and I think that's what irritates me the most about it. But yeah, I watched it on a less legal stream. In my defense, it was not available to rent or stream it anywhere. Yeah, I didn't even check to see if that was available anywhere. But at least here in the States, I have no idea. So yeah, cool. Got through all the comments pretty quickly. Um, yeah, so Battle Dogs, made by the Asylum, decent cast, good concept, poor execution. Um, the the werewolves are bipedal. They're completely CGI, and they do not look good at all, especially in action. These two stills that I'm showing, they don't look terrible in them, but like when you see the movie, like if you watch the movie, um, they look terrible. I mean, particularly this scene here. Um, it's you know cool idea, of helicopter chasing after a werewolf on this you know through this stretch of land. But goddamn, the effects are not good. So yeah, that's those are my thoughts on um, Battle Dogs from 2013. Let's see here, or the one where the werewolf shits on someone. Those are the worst. My issue with Paris, I hate the characters. They are annoying frat boys. I get that. Yeah, the one where the werewolves shit on people. A werewolf in England, even though there's more than just one werewolf in it. Stupid title, but um, it can.
Hey, bestie.
Hey, bestie.
Stop.
Oh my god.
You're annoying.
Yeah, I'm your dad. I'm supposed to be annoying.
Yeah, it's because I'm gay, isn't it?
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's Battle Dogs. I've said my piece on it. Um, I believe that Never Cry Werewolf is next on the agenda. I actually just want to double check that. Um, if you go to thehorsesyndicate.com, I did create a master list of the Werewolf Weekly show topic schedules going all the way up to episode 100. So if you want to keep up with it, watch the films in advance. Um, yeah. Yeah, so the next episode is Never Cry Werewolf, followed by Wolves from 2014, then Blackout from 2024, Where from 2013. That's a really good one. Operation Blood Hunt. So I've had a couple, not so great films to talk about here, but after Never Cry, Werewolf, there's definitely four, four on this that are next, that I actually do like quite a bit, with Wolves, Blackout, Were, and Operation Blood Hunt. So the schedule's at thehorrorsyndicate.com. I included it in the description, so you can just follow the link there. Um, but yeah, uh, if you have watched this on the YouTube, uh, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment. If you have seen Battle Dogs, or if you plan to see Battle Dogs, and if you know you watch Battle Dogs after the fact, uh, go to the YouTube channel and put in the comments what you thought about it, because I do check periodically. I do um, check the videos to see if there's any comments or anything coming through. Um, Sometimes I don't respond right away, or sometimes I don't see them for several months. But I'm very curious about it. So if you're watching on Facebook, thumbs up, uh, angry emoji, heart emoji, cry emoji, laugh emoji, sad face emoji, whatever the hell you want to do. And also, let me know, have you seen Battle Dogs, or are you planning to see it? And um, if you see it after the fact, let us know what you thought of it. But yeah, been on for almost a half hour. To avoid any more glitching, and my throat's getting fucked up right now. I'm gonna call it a night. So thanks to everyone who tuned in. Uh, Basically, John, Sharon, Steve, uh, Jordan, freezing up again. So perfect time to call it. Uh, anyway, hope everyone has a good night. Uh, Beware the moon. Um, yeah, beware the moon.